We've created some basic spreadsheets and we've created some charts and created calculations. Now it's time to start really truly making a spreadsheet that will be utilized by you possibly in the future, but also to showcase everything that we've learned so far and to expand our skills. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to my OneDrive. And on my OneDrive, I'm going to go ahead and open up my instruction files for Excel notes so that way I can create a new sheet on there to practice these new skills. So I'm going to go into my Computer Apps 1 folder. I'm then going to go into instruction files, and I'm going to go ahead and open up my Sylvia's Excel notes. That will open up a new tab. And again, I'm going to open this up in the desktop app because that will allow me to make full changes. Previously, we have worked on how to use the autofill, how to insert information into cells, how to create a chart and functions, and then how to adjust those charts to be whatever we want them to be. So when we're working inside of these different spreadsheets, which that is not what my spreadsheet looks like, hold on, it is still loading, we can do a lot of different things. So what I'm going to do is down here at the bottom, I'm just going to create a new sheet. So I'm going to click the plus sign, and actually I'm going to move that to the end. So if it gets put in the wrong spot on your workbook, you can just click and drag the tab name at the bottom until you see the little black arrow pop up where you want it to be. I'm going to go ahead and name this a savings plan. And we're going to create a savings plan together for you. My ribbon is currently collapsed, so I'm going to double click on a name of a tab to get it to pop back up and be able to make edits, and I'm going to zoom in. So I'm just going to go ahead and put Sylvia's savings plan, if I could spell my own last name. And that's going to be the title. Now, when you think about when you're saving money, you need to think about one, where does your money come from? Like, number one, what am I making money from? How much am I making? And then what am I spending my money on? So that's number two. And then what's left over? And that what's left over is the important part, right? Like, you don't want zero or negative amounts left over because then you're obviously not saving any money. And when you're thinking about creating either budgets or savings plans for yourself, you need to think about, what is the goal in the end? What am I trying to achieve? And how much do I need to keep? When you're in an individual situation where you are now living outside of your home, you're paying your own bills, you're paying for your own food, all those kinds of things after high school, you have to keep in mind that at some point you might lose your job. Like, there may be a pandemic and you may lose your job because your business can't stay open during a pandemic. I think it's really crazy to think that right now we are living in a sense where we live in a world where a lot of people just lost their jobs and weren't expecting it because of a pandemic. So when you're thinking about when you have a job and you're making money and you have these expenses, about 10% of your income should go into a savings account or some form of a savings. And that's so if something happens, you have some backup money to help you through that time. Um, in addition, a lot of people say that you should have 3 to 6 months worth of your expenses saved up. So if I think about my personal life right now, I pay for things like daycare, my mortgage for my home, food, diapers, gas for my car, maintenance for my car, all these different things that I'm paying for. And I have a lot more than that, obviously. But I need to have enough in my bank account in the event that I lose my job or my husband and I both lose our jobs and we need to live. Now, obviously, daycare wouldn't be an expense at that point anymore, but thinking about just having a cushion so that you have about 3 to 6 months worth of your income saved up. Now, when you first move out of your parents' house, you're obviously not going to have that, but when you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're actually setting yourself up for failure in the event that something happens. And I'm not just talking about a pandemic, like maybe you break your leg or something like that. Some jobs don't allow you to be able to go and work while you have a broken leg. So there's things that can happen throughout your life that you just want to kind of be prepared for it and just have a cushion saved up. So when we're talking about this savings plan here, we're talking about having money left over. So sorry, that was a little bit of a lecture, but that's kind of what I want to go with these Excel lessons from here on out, is talking about money and how it can help you with your personal life. So we're going to have revenues. We're going to bring in our revenues, or the money we make. We're going to have expenses. And then what you have left over is going to be your net income. And net income is what you bring home, or gross income, those types of things. And we're going to set this up where we're listing out some revenues and then maybe some potential expenses and what you could have left over. So you could see what it looks like month to month and seeing how you can create a plan to save money in the future based on some assumptions.